والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected listeners, since the past few weeks we've been discussing about the qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in this very brief surah of Surah Al-Asr, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told all humanity that only those people who have these four qualities, only those are the ones who are struck off from the list of eternal losers, those who are at a loss in this world and in the hereafter. All people are at such a loss except those who have these four qualities. The first quality is of Eeman, which we've been talking about. Today inshallah we intend to start about a discussion of the second quality, which is good deeds, A'maal, or deeds that are produced from our body. So it should be understood that everything that we've talked about so far which pertains to Eeman or our faith or belief, it pertains to heart, something that is hidden within us, and also something that we have never seen but we have believed. So Eeman is all of the articles of faith that we've talked about. For us, they are Eeman bil ghaib. We believe in things that we have not seen. We believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we've never seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We believe in angels, but we have not seen angels. We believe in the books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and believe them to be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we did not see the actual book coming to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some Sahaba did get some experiences of it, but as for us, we never saw that actually coming to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We believe in all Anbiya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he is the final and the only Nabi whose teachings are still applicable today. But for most of us, we have not seen the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam even in a dream. But we have logical proof as well that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was and is the final Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and his teachings are the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, our belief in the hereafter, in the last day, in Jannah, in Jahannam, they are not beliefs that we have based on vision or sight. We know them and we believe them to be true, but they are all Eeman bil ghaib. And they are all within our heart. They are all within our heart. But the second quality that inshallah we intend to talk about today is the expression of Eeman. The expression of Eeman, which is when you have believed in all these things, your success is not guaranteed until you also express it. Therefore, the first pillar of Islam, as the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, there's a brief clarification that sometimes and a lot of times these terms Islam and Eeman are used interchangeably. The reality is that they are so close and so attached to each other, Eeman and Islam, that they deserve to be used interchangeably. But there is a slight technical difference. As the hadith that we referred to about Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam separately about Eeman and separately about Islam. And in response to the question about Eeman, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned those things that we have just mentioned right now. And in response to Islam, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned 5 other things, which all are a result of Eeman, but not something that is hidden within our hearts, but all those 5 things pertain to expression, to actually doing something. Therefore, Islam results from Eeman, but there is a technical difference. Arab, the new people who had come into the fold of Islam, or some of them did not even know about what is Eeman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ آمَنَّا. They come and they say to you that we have believed. قُلْ لَمْ تُؤْمِنُوا. Tell them that you have not brought faith, You have not brought Iman. وَلَكِنْ قُولُوا أَسْلَمْنَا. Say that we have brought Islam. So you have adopted the physical shape of Islam, but وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Iman, which is something that pertains to your heart, that it has not penetrated your hearts. So these things of Iman relate to our heart, our internal belief, and Islam springs forth from the person who has Iman. And Islam is the expression of Iman. Therefore, without Islam, Iman is not complete, and without Iman, Islam has no value. If somebody does not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what good they do, their deeds will hold no value. And if somebody only has Iman in their heart, and they never express it, or they consider it beyond, inferior, below themselves to actually express their Iman, they consider shy of expressing their Iman, then there will be a day when they will have Iman no more. They will have no Iman. Because the Prophet ﷺ has connected these two in such a way. This hadith that we read almost in every khutbah, مَنْ سَرَّهُ أَنْ يَلْقَ اللَّهَ آمِنًا. That person, whoever wishes to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a state of Iman, meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a state of Iman, فَلْيُحَافِظْ عَلَى الصَّلَوَاتِ الْخَمْسِ. The Prophet ﷺ is saying that if you want to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a state of faith, in a state as a mu'min, as a believer, then be very particular about something that pertains to your Islam, something that pertains to expression of Islam, which is Salah. فَلْيُحَافِظْ عَلَى الصَّلَوَاتِ الْخَمْسِ. And that person should make it a point to be very particular, to guard their Salah very jealously, all 5 of them. So my dear respected brothers, the one thing that we should keep in mind is that although there is a technical difference, but without Islam, Iman is not complete, and Iman is at a constant danger, while without Iman, Islam has no value. But today, inshallah, what we want to talk about is the actions or the deeds that are an expression of what is in our heart. And the first and the foremost is Shahada, Allah ilaha illallah. That you say it with your tongue, you express it openly, you give testimony to everyone that I do not believe in anyone being worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first article of faith is an tu'mina billah, but Iman pertains to your heart. The first article of Islam, the first pillar of Islam is that you actually express it with your tongue. It should show on you. You should look like a Muslim. You should appear like somebody who believes and has taken Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be their only ilah. Your whole body, your tongue, your deeds, the way you act, the way you sit, the way you get up, all should give testimony that you are a believer in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second, and the one that is the chief manifestation of Iman, which we sometimes call as the first and the last frontier of Islam, is Iqamat as-Salah. You have to establish Salah. We have to, as Muslims, we have to establish Salah. What does that mean? That means that all activities of our life revolve around Salah. Our daily schedule should revolve around Salah. We should be very particular about establishing Salah in our life, firmly anchoring Salah in our life. And what does that mean? That everything else in our life will have a second priority when compared to Salah. When the time for Salah will come, a Muslim will run to the masjid. A Muslim will make wudu and run to the masjid, and will do it in the best way possible for them. In the best way, in the most appropriate way possible for them, the most beautiful way possible for them. So they will make a perfect wuzu. They will put their full effort in making wuzu. Imagine these things that we don't consider important at all, how important are they to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is adding something to it by saying the word iqamatis salah. They establish salah. So salah is established by taking care of all the beauties and perfections that one can bring in their salah, and before their salah and after their salah. So we prepare very cautiously, very meticulously for salah, and then fulfill or complete the command of salah in the best way possible. In a place where adhan is called. In the words of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh, salah is established by fulfilling it or praying in a place where the adhan is called, a masjid. So a Muslim, it is part of their Eeman, it is part of their Islam, that they have a very strong connection with their masjid, very strong connection, and unbreakable connection with their masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala improve our state of affairs. Salah is something that is a constant expression of our Iman. The difference between a Muslim and a non-Muslim. A very visible difference. Because anybody can claim anything about what they have in their heart. But the test is that it is shown from there, it is shown in what they do. So salah is that kind of ibadah, that first heading of all good deeds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is requiring from us to be safeguarded from an eternal and permanent loss. That is, we establish salah. Among all good deeds, the first and the foremost is giving the testimony of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being the only ilah. Right after that, when it comes to expression, the first thing that has to be expressed is our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through salah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. Brothers who haven't prayed the sunnah can do so now. Jazakallah.